Does it smell alcoholic in any way?
It does. It does somewhat smell alcoholic.
I'll just start chugging it.
It's a fruit juice.
I'll keep chugging it.
Alrighty, Jafar and Onirius, what are you guys doing?
Well, our list of things to do, our homework assignment was to sort out the problem at the spaceport.
Done.
Also follow up on, I think, the contact that they haven't spoken to yet, and then find the demon host. So, what I'm going to do this evening is just I want to put together a summary for the spaceport on how this illegal stuff was happening, and my recommendations on how they can stop it in the future.
Makes sense. Okay, so you guys are heading home to do your report.
Want to do all out in the town?
Onirius, anything?
Yeah, don't think so.
Okay, so you guys head home, put together a couple of reports, send them off to the Inquisitor, informing him of your progress in the investigation. Dylan, you finally benefit from His Majesty's most magnificent hospital services and make your way to your new lodgings, which is a really, really shitty apartment. A lot of the floor being moldy, the carpets getting kind of dingy, the plaster peeling, the paint being kind of shitty. Very much at odds with the luxurious hotel appointments that you guys have been using up to this point. And as you enter, you're kind of confused, like, why are you guys suddenly living in such a shitty apartment compared to your previous locale?
Point at Onirius. Probably his fault.
It's too blend in.
It's because we're Poe.
It's because you're a bunch of pugs.
Oh.
Yes, because Dylan was laid up. He missed your evening with Inquisitor.
Maybe you should ask Deneb if he remembers how you became an part of the Inquisition.
I mean, you can barely remember his name sometimes.
What have you done?
Well, not really what we have done. It's actually, yeah, it is a total of we, which means we fucked up.
But
Even beforehand.
where has the luxury gone?
Away.
I mean, the hotel room wasn't that luxurious. We were done with it.
Yeah, that's
Kind of singed. We stole all the bed sheets and the carpets. They'd been shot a little bit.
It wasn't a shithole. I start a minor riot, and then we live in a shithole.
This isn't it.
And that's how the
started
world
riot?
works.
I'm pretty sure I did that.
So, gents, you guys have all returned from various investigations, bed rest and vehicle purchasing. What is your next course of action?
Oh.
Trashy, or, what's this
Del.
trashy? Blah, blah.
You can call me Del.
Del, don't we have a bar to burn?
Stop burning bars.
Oh no. I shall introduce them all to how I deal with heretics. That'll require a heavy bolter, fire bombs, 5 bottles of Space Jack Daniels, and a case of cigars.
Fire bombs would do. I don't think we need the bolters.
I don't know if we can really afford to start another riot in
Who's
this hive.
asking you?
Yeah, but if we don't have the time now, I do have some vacation coming up.
Inquisitors, we don't have vacation. Or Inquisitors or acolytes.
I have a question. Sorry,
minutes to
offhand. Severin, do you relate any of the information that you found with your cogitator searches to the rest of the party in regards to the increase in sickness in the Underhive?
Well, I was going to point that out when we actually sat down to decide how we were going to go forward.
Isn't this that moan?
Well, I was waiting for us to get started. I mean, we were first enjoying thoughts of vengeance. So guys, I've done some research, and it seems like lots of people are getting sick, yo.
I mean, that's nothing out of the ordinary. The Underhive's full of scum.
Yeah, but a 2,000% increase in sick cases in 2 weeks is quite unusual, even for the Underhive.
How many of those were a result of the riot?
No, these are sick people. These aren't injured. These aren't injuries.
Oh, that is worrisome.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I suppose we should try and find this demon host and sort him out.
Did you have a location as to, or more accurate zoning to where this happened?
Well, I assume right now in this I would have been able to see like the clinics with the highest potential percentage of cases.
There is a clinic. It is subsection C. It is almost the very foundations of the hive, where many of the what would you call it? Kind of like the strata of the hive, I suppose you would call it. Collapsed hubs, collapsed factories, collapsed everything pretty much. Like, this is a section of the hive that is no longer in use per se. Officially, there are no people living there, but it does make up a very large portion of the population. You've got all sorts of mutants, you got all sorts of factory workers, all your like wage slaves and very poorest of the poor living there. Make up the population of this area.
Yes, I do have.
That have gotten sick.
Yes, I do have a general area we can start looking in. I'll give you the information. It's subsection C. That clinic there has reported the largest increase in patients. Also, from our interrogation of Gaius, it looks like the demon host delivery was organized by our tech priest heretic. Obviously, importing it for some bizarre theoretical experiments or something.
Didn't you already study about that? Him wanting to bind him into his own will or something?
Well, we knew he had demon host stuff on him. We just didn't know exactly what his plan was.
I'll be back in 2 seconds. You guys carry on.
Rebel. Riot.
So, do we want to go? I suppose we should. I don't know. Does anyone have any plans for what we'd like to do to prep? Because last time we found the demon host, it didn't go so well for us.
Well, we're supposed to find the demon host. We literally do not have any skills or weapons or experience to deal with this thing. I'm pretty sure the last time proved that. So we're supposed to just find it and tell the fucking...
Yeah, no, exactly. We are, but I mean, I suppose after we find it, we might have to survive getting away from it.
Yes. Pretty big part. Also, what we should probably do first is try and figure out where these sick people are coming from directly. So we might need to go to that clinic under maybe some pretense to and try and figure out where these people are directly coming from. I mean, we have a location, like a general location, but maybe we would get a more direct location. Possibly? I'll find out.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's a good idea. Going to the area to investigate would really help us.
So, gents, what have you decided?
I mean, yeah, it's either try and find the demon host or try and find Zax.
I'm pretty sure the demon host is like still number one in our to-do list. I mean, Zax is probably going to be even more pissed off at our non-existent characters, but the demon host seems to be a slightly more important thing. I mean, Zax's existence didn't cause a 2,000% increase in our sick people in 2 weeks.
True, but think of all the guns we could steal from him.
Yeah, and think of all the guns that are pointed at us.
Well, we have to do it all sneaky like. You're all sneaky, you could just go in there, stab him up, come out with all the guns.
That sounds like a decent plan.
Still, let's first try and survive the whole demon host thing before we do anything, because from my understanding, we're not supposed to fight it anymore because we obviously don't have the proper experience to do that.
Alrighty. Sorry, Honorius, you mentioned getting a flamer. Would you like to pursue that particular line of inquiry, or what is your plan of action?
Yeah, I'm gonna go and talk to the priests, check if they don't have a holy flamer for me.
Alright, are you taking anybody with you?
No, wrong types of priests.
Alright, so in the next course of next few days, while Dilipter recovers and comes back to you guys, slowly reassumes his duties,
I
trying
also-
to get rid of the stiffness in the wounds.
Well-
Honorius goes to go visit the local ecclesiarchy.
Also, any downtime, like maybe a day after I bought the vehicle, I actually go pay the 500 IO because I'm being weird.
Alright, no problem at all. So you go pay off the second-hand car dealer, no problem.
How's my healing doing as well?
What are you doing? Are you just doing straight bed rest?
Pretty much. Got nothing better to do.
If you do straight bed rest, it'll take you about 3 days for you to recover from your wound to be up and going with full capacity.
Yeah, I'll stay in bed.
Alright. Onirius, you head to the local ecclesiarchy chapel.
I can drop him off.
A very dingy, run-down building. But despite the fact that you can tell that they don't really have much in the way of funds to maintain it, you can tell that the Aquila symbols on the walls are freshly whitewashed. The benches and things inside the pews are polished to the best of their ability. And this little chapel is maintained with love, if not money necessarily. Everything is definitely maintained to the best of the ability. And as you enter this chapel, you see that there is a gentleman with a very short, stubby, salt and pepper beard, standing at the front, addressing a very small congregation of about 2 or 3 people. Doesn't look like there's many people at that time of the day. Piercing grey eyes, and he's reading from what appears to be the Imperial Primer, giving a short, like, mid-afternoon ceremony at the moment. What would you like to do?
I go sit on the bench and listen.
Alright. For the next 15 minutes or so, you hear this gentleman describe the Emperor in terms that you're almost unfamiliar with. You're used to fanaticism. You're used to an almost ironic reference to the Emperor. Like, you're from a very religious world, right? You're from a world where the Emperor is worshipped in mass. Shrine World, thousands of millions of pilgrims come to it to come worship. And it's almost become a very mechanical process for people to come to this world, they worship at the shrines, and then they leave. This guy, his congregation is small, they're humble, he doesn't have a lot of money. And for them, the worship of the Emperor is a much more personal aspect of their lives. Almost like they're sitting down and having a conversation with him. Not something that you haven't really felt since your childhood. It's a very honest approach. And after about 20 minutes or so, you see the 2 or 3 people inside this